Hi, welcome. I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg. I'm here today to talk to you guys about PACE. Every week I try to get you guys up to date on real estate, like what's the latest or what's something you might not have actually known about or heard about. And there's a couple different PACEs in different counties and stuff, but PACE in Florida is kind of an interesting thing. If you're living in your home and you've been there for probably, let's say it's 20, you've been in your home 20 years, and you need a roof, or you need a water heater, or solar panels, or a heater for your pool, these items are going to be part of the program that I'm going to talk to you guys about today. So I'm going to put my thinkers on. So what's it cover? Like I was saying, roofing. It covers windows and doors, generators, solar panels, like I was saying, water heaters, different things like that. This program is called the Florida PACE Funding Agency, or Florida PACE. It's a long-term fixed-rate source of financing that allows homeowners to do energy conservation on the property. So basically, if you're trying to, say you're trying to get a roof on your property and you don't have any money down, or you don't have the money to pay for your roof, what you can do is you can apply to the PACE program, and what this will do is allow financing, or allow a, not based on a credit score, but they'll put it on your tax assessment on your tax bill. So what does that mean? It means that your monthly mortgage payment will increase by this bill, which, say it's, for instance, a roof. So Mr. and Mrs. Smith, their payment for their home is, say $1,300 a month, and it includes their mortgage, includes their insurance, and includes their taxes. Well, the PACE program, what it does is it puts a lien, or it puts this bill on your tax bill, so it's going to increase your monthly mortgage payment. So say, for instance, you don't have the money out of pocket, you don't have the money down. This is a zero money down program, and they'll mortgage it, or they'll put it or extend it on your tax bill for 10 to 20 years. So what that means is annually you'll get a $35 bill, but then you'll also get the bill on top of your monthly mortgage payment, so it'll be included in the monthly mortgage payment. So if it was $1,300, it could be $1,500, or it could be $1,400, $1,500, depending on if you take the 10-year payout, program to have it financed on your taxes, or the 20-year. And the interest rate, it says starting at 6 to 9%. So you have like a pretty good interest rate as far as, a higher interest rate that you're going to be putting on there. And then questions that people had for me was if I sell my house, do I have to pay it off? No, you don't. It's assumable by the next person, so they don't have to qualify for this. They don't have to do anything for this, but they have to assume this tax assessment on top of the actual property payment and stuff. And so now the reason I was kind of interested in it, so they never had a list. So for instance, as a realtor, you could see a tax assessment for, say, a road. Say your neighborhood voted on a road, and the tax assessment, you'll see the tax bill, and then you'll see your road assessment, and you'll make payments on that. Well, the parts that show this PACE program never shows up on the Pasco County or the Pinellas County or Hillsborough County property appraiser, but they just started doing it. So they have a list now, and it actually has the addresses, not the person's name, but it has the addresses actually on the site now. So Pasco County, under Mike Vicino, he had actually put that out there so that people, can actually, or realtors, or, basically everyone can see that this assessment is going to be assumable, so there's no surprises on it, because before we couldn't see it, but they just sent a message out, so we're going to be able to see it. If you guys go on to Florida PACE Funding Agency, I'm going to put that up on the screen so you guys can see, and we're going to talk about that. The PACE, so let's see. Okay, here we go. Florida PACE Funding Agency. So this is going to, like I said, air conditioners, roofing, shutters, window and doors, solar panels, water heaters, power generators, and then there's other stuff on there too, but these are the main things. So you're going to you're going to basically, it says submit an application. When you click on that link, you can actually get the application to submit it right on there. You can watch that little video on there and it kind of educate you. You can choose a project. Now, this is a little confusing because where it says choose a contractor, you're still going to want to go on and check that contractor's reviews and stuff, because although it's the PACE program, they don't actually guarantee the work from the contractor. That's still on you. So make sure you get a contractor you check out and you check his actual referrals and stuff like that. So you're going to get a contractor that you're going to pick that's approved through this program. And then as you go further down, you're going to see that it has zero down. That's what I was saying. It's 100% financing. So if you're short on money or capital to put that roof on, you can definitely get 100% financing. So if you're looking for that, for them to finance you and it's not going through, this one's not based on credit. So bad credit, not based on a credit score. So, and then there's a little button there to apply now. And then when you go down, only 6 financing questions. So basically it has all the 6 on here. Whoop. Let me show you. It says property, residential, commercial. So Pasco County has residential, and then Pinellas County, they're only doing commercial. So Pinellas County, it doesn't look like has, this actual, this on this map on here, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. Are there any delinquent taxes owed on your property? You can't have on the last 3 years, you can't have any delinquent property taxes. So if you've had delinquent property taxes, this won't work for you. Do you own the property needing improvement? You have to basically have, ownership on it. It can't be your grandma's property. Your grandma would have to apply for it. Have you ever had a bankruptcy? And then do you have 10% equity in your home? Now, these are pertinent questions to get this program, but if you answered all good on all those, you're good as far as that goes. You're going to go to service areas on here. Let's see. I wanted to show you guys this. Okay, so here's a Florida map on here. Let's see, let's bring it back up here. Okay, you can kind of see. So depending on where you live, I know I handle all these different areas, but whoops, it's possessed. Okay, Citrus is covered. Pasco, unincorporated area only. You got Pinellas, commercial only. Hillsborough, not showing up. Polk is on there. You've got some in Manatee, Bradenton, unincorporated, Longboat Key, Palmetto, Bradenton Beach, all those different areas. And if you get into, like I said, Citrus, Marion County, but there's a couple in here that, like Mount Dora, stuff like that. And then Leesburg's commercial only. But depending on which area you're in Florida, you're going to be able to basically utilize this actual program. And it's going to help you out as far as, like I said, if you're short on funds and you're trying to get a new roof or a new air conditioner or water heaters or whatever it may be. There is a limit, though. So if you just get a brand new water heater, you're probably not going to qualify for this program because it's not enough money. But so here we go to the projects we fund. I think this is the part which had so again, we got it up here again. So you got your windows and doors, roofing, shutters, and it's not going to say water heater on here because of the actual, is here solar panels and stuff, generators, pool pumps. I think you're going to have to get water heater plus something else to actually, cover that. And then we got, let's see, I just want to show you guys all this stuff on this. This program is pretty cool because a lot of people, they get stuck and you see people with, tarps on top of their house. And this is like something that you can actually, get done and add it. It's not like any money out of pocket. It's a nice program for people. Projects we fund, okay, all about PACE. Let's see, this one. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much, that is the definition here. Okay, so what is property assessed cleaning? Okay, so a lot of times, right now with different things as you're going to watch on the news and stuff, they talk about, the clean energy and stuff like that. And so this is one of those things that could possibly go into effect where you have to have generators, like the solar panels, stuff like that. So if this does happen where we have to have solar panels, this is something that you can do. It's not going to take a big, money out of your bank account, stuff like that. But it's a long-term fixed rate financing, allows homeowners to do energy conservation and hurricane hardening improvements to their property. So that's basically it. So what does that mean to you as a seller? It would mean to make sure that you're not basically going ahead with the FHA buyer. But check with your lender because it may have changed and they may have not updated this. Of course, if it's on the internet, it's true. But in 2014 is when they said no FHA. So how the actual lien works, that doesn't follow you, even though it's under your name and you applied for it. It stays with the house as the tax. On the property owners can repay the actual lien in full with no penalty. There's no penalty for early payoff, and there's no balloon on it, so it's fabulous that way. But also when you sell it, it stays with the property. So it's an assessment to the property, just like I was saying, like a road assessment. Of course, if you sell your property, you don't want to keep paying for a road assessment. It was based on that actual property. So it's not going to go against you if you sell it and someone else assumes that, because they're going to take it and it's going to transfer. It's going to stay with the property and it's going to transfer to that new person. So it's great that way. So there's no penalty, which is great. You can put it 10, 20 years. You can free up your cash because you don't have to worry about taking all that cash out for that roof or for those solar panels. And they do say competitive interest rates, which I don't know how competitive 9% is, but that may not be accurate too. But and then the new homeowner, upon the sale, of course, they're happy because they got a new roof. They may not be happy with having to pay this assessment for 20 years, and that's something you can negotiate. If you're selling this property and your new buyers are like, well, what's this extra assessment? And then you say, well, it's for this brand new roof I just put on last year, and you as a new homeowner, you're the one who's going to enjoy this roof, not me. So basically, you can put that in as part of, if you're on the buyer side, you're a realtor, you can put that in as part of the agreement. Maybe they'll pay it off for you, maybe they won't. Right now, because it is a seller's market, the sellers are not doing anything too crazy as far as paying off these assessments, road assessments, just basically this pace for windows, doors, all the stuff that's assessed to that house. Most likely the sellers will not pay off that balance if they didn't have that cash to come up with it initially, and they're selling it. They're probably not going to put a bunch of money down to pay it off, but you never know. So that's something to basically, for the new homeowner, for them to know. And like I was saying prior, is that it's Mike Facino has now put it on the site. So if you go to Pasco County Property Appraiser, you can actually pull up the site for the PACE list. So if you're worried, the seller should disclose that information to you. But if you're worried and you want to make sure the addresses are all on the Pasco County, they're letting us see that now. Whereas in before, it was something that was not on there. So that's something that is kind of, it's good to know. And when we were talking about the different areas and stuff, so our PACE is the residential, our dash PACE. And then, of course, the commercial is going to be C dash PACE, which would cover 5+ family homes, retail, hotels, industrial, commercial properties. So that's something where you're going to have to check with this actual PACE program itself, because it is new to me and I'm okay on explaining it, but on the commercial side, I'm not exactly sure how that would, I would assume that it's the same thing. There's no adjustments to the interest rates. There's no balloons. It stays with the property. But on the commercial properties, as far as the application and stuff, you're going to have to check with that, because I believe it would be the same guidelines and regulations as far as no bankruptcy, the different things on it. But I'm not 100% sure. So check with that. And again, this one was on the Florida PACE funding agency, and it has different actual, this is the part right here, is going to, different things to get a hold of them. But if you hit contact, you can literally send them right here, your phone number and questions and stuff that you have for them. So, of course, this part isn't for the payoffs. You can see on here, people are on here trying to get the release of lien, stuff like that for their payoffs, for selling the properties. That's not the right, this is not where you get that information. It says to get that for payoffs or to call that 1-800 number. But if you have questions for them, you can actually fill this out here, send them that message. And then, of course, on the bottom here, they're based out of Sarasota, Florida, but there's an email address down here too for info and a phone number too. So, but again, that apply now button is right on the bottom there too, which is, so it's real easy and stuff as far as the information on it is pretty easy as far as applying, stuff like that. So basically you get it approved, you submit your application. It has to, I believe, be over $2,500, but you can verify with them. So it has to be something over that. But the solar panels, if you've been watching the news and stuff, they're saying that they may change that. I don't know how many years we have till we all have to be on solar, but if that was to happen and they forced, not mandated us, but, said that this is what we want to do with the green homes and stuff, this is a great program for that. And hopefully it'll still be around at that time because it's been around a long time, just not a lot of people know about it. But it's a great program if you're trying to put the solar on and you want to try it and you don't want to actually take money out of your pocket. Again, it has on the front here, you can actually see on the, I'll pull it back up here, but you can see the little, what they're actually part of it. Can you pull that picture up right there? Yeah, see the little solar panels and all that on their house and all that, see the windmills. It's kind of like all the stuff you could have, the doors, the windows, everything here in this, in this picture, power generators. So that's one of those, this is all the stuff that you can get. Of course, you're not going to get a windmill in the middle of, Pasco County or Pinellas County, but you could get something as far as the solar to help you out on that. So it's a great project. And like I was saying, there's no balloon payments on it. So there's nothing is due. It's, at one time. It's going to be on your tax assessed. If you haven't been paying your taxes in the last couple of years, you will not be able to do this program. Like I was saying before, you can't have any delinquent tax bills in the last 3 years. So you want to make sure, if you're thinking about this program 5 years from now, make sure you're paying your taxes on time. And if you have a mortgage and your taxes are included in it, then you don't have to worry. But take a quick break, and I'll be right back. We'll talk more about PACE. Hey guys, I'm talking about PACE still, and one of the questions was, what if I don't pay a lien on my home? Can basically my house be taken away because I didn't pay my PACE, this bill back? Well, if you don't pay your taxes, and obviously the government can take the local government can foreclose your house too. So is it true that if you don't pay this back, then you could possibly get your house foreclosed? Well, yes, it is true. So, the only thing that we have to pay, if your house is paid for in full, you still have to pay your taxes. It's kind of like, our giving back to, our land, or giving back to the government or USA is our tax is our taxes. Do we like to pay taxes? Of course not, nobody does. But it's kind of like, it's not that we're renting a house from the government, but we are, we are paying the dues that when you buy a house, you sign up to pay for your roads, for the schools. So if I put this PACE lien on my tax bill, my tax assessment, and I decide I'm not going to pay it, then there could be a problem. Usually it takes about 3 years. So is it true, lien you can lose your home? Yes. If a homeowner, each year the government has a formal process of putting a tax lien on the property, and then basically if you not pay it, you could get foreclosed. So now then the other one, people had asked what are the interest rates, and I think I already answered that one. It's between 6 to 9%, and closing fees are approximately 6.4%. And then every year it says that there's a fee for $35 on top of it, which is going to be included in that tax assessment. So to be clear, you're going to apply for this. You're going to have your contractor that you picked out, that you checked and double checked that it's a good contractor. You can Google that contractor. You can go to the Department of Business Professional Regulation. You can talk to friends and family. You can make sure that contractor's 5-star. And at that point, when you got your contractor and you've been approved for the PACE program, now you've been approved for a zero money down loan between 10 to 20 years, and it's going to be billed through your tax bill. And like I said, if you have a mortgage, you're not going to see that tax bill. Well, you'll see a statement, but you're not going to get that tax bill in hand. If you have a mortgage that includes your taxes and your homeowner's insurance, and it's all one, then that's going to still be one, and they're just going to add that on. So as I was saying before, if you're paying $1,000 or $1,300 a month, you can figure, when you talk to them, they'll tell you the amount, but you can figure, $100 or $200 on top of that, which is going to be on top of your tax bill. So, and then when you sell your house, does that bill come with you personally? No, it's going to stay with your house. It's going to be assessed to your house, and it's going to be transferred to the next person unless you pay it off. Is there a prepayment penalty? No, there's no prepayment penalty for this. Is it a balloon, meaning that in 5 years from now the whole amount is due? No, it's not. It's based over the 10 to 20 years, depending which program you choose. So it's a ideal for a lower payment, no money out of pocket. You're not there trying to get your credit cards up on, some of them are 18, 24% interest rates on credit cards. So you don't have to worry about getting the cash out. You don't have to worry about credit cards, high interest rate. You don't have to worry about prepayment penalties or balloons. It is, like I said, transferred, and you can pay it off early. So if you hit the lottery and you decide I want to just be, debt free, I don't want this bill to, come up on my tax bill anymore, you can pay it off. So that's an ideal thing. There's no prepayment penalty. And then, so that's, so they're calling it like disadvantaged homeowners. So some, if you're short, we had COVID for such a long time now, so a lot of people don't have that extra cash. And then sometimes, when you have, I've seen a couple as I drive around all these neighborhoods, is you see them with the blue tarp on the roof, as I was saying before, and these people are trying to save up money or trying to get into programs for those roofs. This is something that it's not based on your credit score. So if you have a friend or a family member with the blue tarp situation, you can reach out to them and just tell them, check into PACE, and then on here, like on the PACE program, when you pull it up, it's saying, the different ways to get actual money. Is sometimes it's a very awkward situation to request money from family and friends to try to get that roof. And then home equity lines is another way to get the money for these repairs. The only thing is you have to have that money in your house. Like, in other words, you have to have equity in your house for the credit line. And then credit lines revolve higher to the payments. So your payment is not going to be as affordable as it is on this program if you get a credit line. Credit lines also, you can't pay them off. Usually it's 3 years. If you pay them off earlier, you get prepayment penalties. And if you pay them off earlier, if you had a appraisal done and a survey done for those home equity lines of credit, you're going to also have to pay those back. So in other words, if you've gone to a bank and they said, our credit lines are free, and you're like, well, this is just like the PACE program. My credit line says it's free. Well, if you pay it off early, it's not free. You have to pay, like I said, for those surveys, for those appraisals, and each bank's different. So, please verify that. But equity line of credit, when you talk to your lender, they'll say, well, you can put that money back, you can take that money, but they also don't tell you that when you take a $10,000 loan, the revolving credit is going to be like a credit card, so your payment's going to be much higher than it would be on this PACE program based on a 10 to 20-year loan on your tax assessment. So that's another thing, if that makes any sense to you guys whatsoever. But so basically, we've got solar panels, water heaters, roofs, windows, doors, air conditioners, and then I thought that was cool, the pool heaters, and then the hurricane shutters. So if you get one place and maybe it doesn't come up to the $2,500, you could probably get something else done at the same time. But a lot of times too, you'll get insurance discounts as well. So if you get a new roof, or you get, just even the hurricane shutters, if you have a hurricane shutter for each opening on your home, so you have, all your windows upstairs, downstairs, or just one story all the way around, all your doors. If you have hurricane coverage for each one, and you call your insurance company, they usually give you a discount too. Or if your roof's old and you get a new roof, sometimes you get a discount on that too, because you'll have all the new hurricane stuff on there. So definitely, you guys spend money, but you're going to actually, save some money too at the same time. So hopefully it's a balance for you guys. And again, let's see, the FHA, they were the ones to refuse to finance the purchased property if they had a PACE assessment. So make sure you check that as far as notes and stuff. So there was one other thing I was going to tell you guys about it. So it's real easy to go on there. But if you go on the Pasco County Property Appraiser, let's see if I can pull this up. On the front of it, let's see. On the front of it, it has a part. It has a part on there that shows the PACE list. If you have a realtor and someone has disclosed on the actual property disclosure that there's a PACE assessment, they have a list on here now, which comes up on my stuff, but this isn't my computer. But anyway, and it has, like I said, they're going to release the list of the people that have PACE, not their names, but their addresses. So if you're looking at, it's one of those things now, another thing to check. So your realtor is probably checking the permits, did they pull a permit for the AC? Did they pull a permit for the roof? If there's an addition, is that covered? They're checking the square footage, they're verifying everything. And while they're on there, they might as well check the PACE assessment too. Make sure that what you're selling isn't on this list, because you just want to make sure that you're not selling to a lender that doesn't accept the PACE assessments being on the tax roll. So that's kind of an important thing. And like I said before, these PACE properties were not listed, but now Mike Facino has put them on there. So that's kind of interesting, and it's great to have that information. So their whole thing is PACE property assessed clean energy program. It's government sponsored. It's used to finance energy efficiency improvements, renewable energy improvements, and wind resistant improvements. So that's basically why they're doing it, the government program. You would think it would be totally free and 0% interest, but it's not. But it's 6%, so I guess that's better than 18 to 24, like I was saying with the credit cards and stuff. Is the PACE program free for me? And like I was saying before, it's not free. To participate in the program, you have to qualify for the loan improvements on your house, and the loan that you owe is added to your property tax assessment, increasing your property taxes each year until the loan is paid off. How do I qualify? I showed you guys the application. These are all my questions from like when I do my Facebook questions and answers. And so how do I pay the loan? You're going to pay it on your property tax, which you already went over. if you have a mortgage, your lender will probably include the property taxes on your monthly payment. So that'll increase accordingly. So you can always check that ahead of time. Make sure you don't overspend, on your actual bill. So if you would like to stay around a $1,300 payment or a $1,500 payment, make sure you check how much extra it's going to be before you go ahead and sign up for this and end up, with a real big payment stuff. How do I pay the loan, which we already went over? Do I pay interest on the loan? Yes. Most people pick, I guess, the 20-year mortgage. So this is something that you, like I was saying, you're going to be transferring over to that next person who buys your home. Are there any other costs? Borrows points, they charge a loan fee. Borrows the points of at least 5% annual administration, or $35. Administration fee of $35 for the life of the loan. I think that's $35 a year is what they charge for another fee on top of that. So, I could be wrong on that, so just verify. But so figure between 6 to 9% interest rate, and then $35 a year, I believe, unless they're saying it's a one-time fee. But I did not call on that, but it's approximately $35. But it says for the life of the loan, so it's a little confusing. And then when I was talking about the contractor, make sure you checked that contractor. There's no recourse against the contractor if you're not happy with what work he's done. So that's real important, like I was saying, to make sure you Google, make sure you check the rating, because once you decide, or once that contractor's done and they get paid, you're going to have your warranty for the state of Florida. Usually it's a year for workmanship, and then the shingle will have its own warranty. But that actual guarantee of the contractor, there is no actual guarantee. In other words, if there's no recourse, you can't say, well, I'm not happy with you, I'm not going to pay my tax assessment bill. That's not going to happen. So in other words, you're not going to be able to say, like a credit card, I'm going to stop payment on you. They're going to get paid, and it's going to be on your taxes, and that's going to be it. So you make sure you do your homework prior to make sure you're getting a good contractor. Ask, like I said, friends and family members. So that was like, what if I'm not happy with the roof? That was on roofs, but gosh, that would be a nightmare. For energy improvements, does the contractor have to give me an energy audit? The law does not require any verification of energy saving for improvements to your home. Any figures about energy saving given to you by a contract would need to be independently verified by you. So if they say, well, this air conditioner, it's going to save you, your bills are $400, and it's going to save you so much energy. We have all the paperwork on it, and it's going to save you at least $100 a month. If it doesn't, you can't back up to the PACE program and put a complaint in and say, this contractor told me. You have to check that information yourself. So it's nice that the government's doing this loan for you and putting it on your assessment, but you're going to have to still do your homework. As I was saying, you're going to have to check whatever, their sale is on it. Like, in other words, their sale being, this is going to save you this much money, or this is going to save you this much energy in your house, or, all that, whatever contractor you work with, whatever they tell you, you have to verify that information too. So, check they're a good contractor, but then also check, this energy rating of this air conditioner is 5-star, and it says it's going to save me $150 a month. Well, there's really no way for them to tell you an exact number, but they can say approximately. If people talk approximately, I feel like more likely they're telling the truth than, this is going to save you exactly $200 a month. It's going to cut your bill in half. You need to check statements like that to verify that that information is true. Because again, there is no recourse if you're not happy with these improvements that you picked through this program. If you did not get a discount on your insurance for shutters, and they told you would, you're going to have to call your insurance company ahead of time. You're just do your groundwork ahead of time. So whatever it is that you're really excited about, whether it being the monthly payment on your electric bill is going to be less, or you're saving this much on the homeowner's insurance, or your energy rating in your house, or your generator is going to do, make sure whatever it is that they are telling you, you verify that information. Even if they are, the generator is through a major company, make sure that you check the warranty on the generator itself. God forbid your contractor goes out of business, or your the generator manufacturer goes out of business. You want to make sure you're dealing with people that are legit. A lot of times with the businesses, they switch corporation names and bankrupt them, so your warranties, are not valid. So you want to make sure you're with someone who's been a long time, that the actual warranty means something. So, and not just the contractor who installed it itself, because if a contractor goes out of business, at least you still have the warranty on the actual merchandise, meaning like your shingle, if it's a 30-year shingle or 50-year shingle, that company that is selling it to you is a strong company, or the generator, so basically do your homework. I'm rambling on, but do your homework. Okay. Can I refinance my home while I'm still on the PACE program? Some lenders will not want to enter into a new loan term while the PACE program loan is assessed against your house. So if you're thinking about financing after you do this, may not be something that you'll be able to do. So make sure you talk to your lender about, I want to refinance next year, but I'm getting a new roof right now. Can I do that? And tell them you're using the PACE program. Make sure you actually say PACE. And if they say, oh, I don't know, or yeah, sure, ask them to verify that through, because you don't want to, at that point next year, try to refinance and they say, no, sorry, PACE program's on here. What most likely they'll make you do is pay off that and then include that in your new refinance, your new mortgage terms and stuff. So make sure, and then again, can I sell my house before I paid off? Yes, you can, but make sure, check about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac with the FHA, because other lenders are not required to accept PACE participant loans. So you want to make sure that whoever you're selling the house to, that they're okay with that. And then, basically get your documentation. Take time to read everything when you apply for this loan. Make sure you read, get a printed copy. Read it a couple times, have your spouse or friends and stuff, because sometimes it gets a little confusing. So everybody sit tight. We're going to talk about property appraiser's office, and I'm going to talk to you guys about how to make payments if your house is paid in full, or if you have a rental property. I'm going to talk to you guys about how to set up payments for the property appraiser's office. So sit tight. Hi, welcome back. I want to talk to you guys about basically all the people that I sold houses to. I want to talk to you guys about doing Homestead Exemption. You guys know, if I'm your realtor, that you have to apply for Homestead Exemption. Usually I'll tell you to do that when your title work's coming back in the mail. So you can't apply for your Homestead Exemption until the house is in your name. So when you get the title work back in the mail, that basically ensures that the house is in your name and you can apply. You're going to have to change your driver's license to your new home, which we've gone over before, of how to homestead your property. But a lot of times people say, well, I homestead my property and I think it went through, but I'm not sure. How do I check? And I'll check for them real quick. But if you guys want to know and you're not sure, basically, if your Homestead Exemption went through, a nice site. I'm going to use Pasco County because it's a real easy tool. But you're going to Google Pasco County property appraiser, and you're going to basically, it's going to come up on their actual Pasco County property appraiser. Let me pull this up for you guys. And it's going to, here, let's pull it up on the computer. Here we go. Okay, so you got Meet Your Appraiser. You got Record Search. That's the one I'm going to go through. You got exemptions. Whoop. You got exemptions. It hates me, the little exemption one. But you got that one, and then you got, so on the information tool, you got like people, you can report them for homestead fraud. There's all sorts of different things. There's, you got your layouts of your building descriptions, all that stuff is on there, the rights and stuff. But my thing here is going to be the record search. So on here in this record search, you can just put your name in here, last name first. So what we'll do is we'll just put this one in to teach you guys how to, just put this one in. We're going to go down here to, we're going to go to, where is it? Okay, this one. Okay, so this house here, you can see that, well, is that a house? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this house, oh, this is a piece of land. Anyway, so this one right here, oh, I should probably take this off, really. Let's see. Yeah, that one wasn't the best one. But anyway, so you put the last name in first, and then when you put the last name in first, the tax assessment's going to come up. This was the one I wanted to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put this address in. And basically, you're going to put the address in here, and then you're going to hit submit. When submit comes up, you're going to basically from there have an address, and it's going to have the person's name, who the house is in. From there, you're going to go ahead and, let's see here, you're going to go ahead and, so let's just say Lake Drive here. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and put, click on someone's name here, that your name basically. And then you're going to see, when you click on it, you're actually going to see what, if there's actually, let's do, oh, it's so touchy, this computer. You're going to see if there's homestead exemption. So on here, you can see here that homestead exemption's right here, and there is no homestead exemption on this property. So this is a mobile home, and there's no homestead exemption. You're going to want to make sure that there's a $25,000 homestead exemption there that you had applied for, if you had applied for it on there. So you want to make sure that that's on there. Okay, so say on this one too, I wanted to, okay, so pull it back up on here real quick. You're going to buy this property. Say this is your property that you want to purchase. You're going to hit, and you don't know how much your taxes are going to be. You're going to estimate your taxes on here. You can estimate your taxes. It'll tell you what the estimated taxes are based on the assessed value. If you buy this property for more than the $33,000 that the tax assessed is, you can play with these numbers, because obviously it's going to go up if you were to put, your taxes will actually go up. So say they put it up to 63,000, all the other ones in the neighborhood are 63,000. It's going to bring your taxes assessed up, and it'll go down here, and it'll show you the difference and how it made a difference and how it went up. So that's kind of a nice little tool if you're kind of guessing what your taxes are on that and stuff. So that's pretty cool. If you're just trying to find out, and again, you can add in the exemption there. That one has no exemption, so you can add in, once you put that homestead exemption, it's going to lock those taxes. In other words, usually it's 3% that they can raise then the county. So the first time you purchase that home, say it was tax assessed at 100, but now you bought it for 300. Your tax assessed, say these people own this house for 20 years, their taxes were so low. Once you buy it for that new value, the county is it's going to be the only time that cap is take off. They're going to have the ability to raise those taxes, and that they're going to. So you can use this tool to find out how much that they're going to, approximately how much it's going to be. It's not a science, because we don't know exactly what the county will say that the tax assess is going to be worth, but it is going to go up. And then once you lock the homestead in it, it'll allow that property to only go up 3% a year. Now, if you use the property as a rental house, the county can then tax, and I've seen them go from, double from purchasing to when the homestead's taken off, so it was $500, and then it went to $1,000, and then last year it went up $300. So because the properties are increasing, and when you have a rental property, you don't have that cap, that homestead cap, which locks those taxes, kind of in. It's basically the county can raise those taxes at any time. But if you want to check to make sure the homestead's on there, you can use this tool. And then also, if you say you get your taxes and you don't have them included in your mortgage, you can click on the top here. Let me pull it back up again. On the top here, it says tax collector. You're going to click that button. It says, oh, you're no longer on this site. You can proceed. You're going to click that button. And then once you get here, whoop, did it work? Okay, so you can see that how much the taxes were. This is all public record too. Taxes were how much they were, 700. You can see 2013, they were 300 and they've gone up to 700. But right here, you can apply for an installment payment plan in that little box there. So if you have your taxes and they're being billed to you and you get them once a year and it's like $1,000, $300 or, $2,000 and you're like, oh, this is a lot. You can apply for that. So you can see the first payment here would be due June 30th. The second payment would be September 30th. Third payment, December 31st. So you're still going to have that one for the new year, but it's going to be discounted, and it's also going to be put into 4 payments. And then your last payment would be March 31st. So you're always going to get those payments. Taxes are in the rears, so you're going to get 2021. You would have already got your June 30th, your September 30th, and you would have been on your third payment. But you can apply just by touching that box and filling out the rest of here. And you're going to need the owner's phone number, the property owner's email again, and then you're going to submit that for your 2022 installment application. So in other words, the 2021 is not going to work, but the 2022. So you're going to fill all this out, and then you're going to hit that submit application there. And that's going to let you take your taxes to 4 quarters, totally off subject of the PACE program. This is just basically talking about how to check your homestead exemption, make sure it's on there. Also, if you wanted to split up your taxes on installments, you can do that on this site too. So it's pretty handy. And as we were talking about the PACE program, they do have, I won't show you up on there because it's public record, but it's a long list of, this is just one page of applications received for July 21st, 2001 to November 1st. This is all for the PACE program. I was trying to show you that form before, but there's a list of about 3 of these. So imagine 3 times this people applying for the PACE program. I wish they were all selling. That would be great, but they're not. But anyway, this is something to check, though, if you're looking for properties and stuff like that. But on Pasco County Property Appraiser, if you guys have any questions, you can always call 727-847-2411 for the Pasco County Property Appraiser too. And you can talk to someone there and ask them if the homestead has been applied to them, to your account as well. And then also you can also call and ask the tax collector, depending which county you're in, if you apply for this installment application for 2022 to make sure it's been approved as well. And make sure you pay your taxes for this year because, like I said, this will not go into effect until you fill this out, and then it'll start next year. So when you get a bill in June and you just paid them in January, it's kind of sad, but it'll break it up for next year. So if you're trying to keep those payments down and not get hit all at once at Christmas time or New Year's, it's a nice little tool, and they give you a discount for paying, your taxes earlier. So you're actually going to get discount installment payments, which is nice. So I think I said on this, it was the first payment, you're going to get 1 year's gross tax discount, 6%. Then the second, you're going to get 4.5%. And then the third, you're going to get 3%. And then the fourth payment, you're going to get no discount. So you're basically, but you're going to get, you're going to get that early discount. So if you don't have your taxes on your mortgage, when you get your tax bill, it has a whole bunch of different bills. So basically it says November, you get a discount. December, you get a discount. And you start to see them going up, and then what your normal bill is. And so you'll see about 6 lines, and you kind of like, well, if I pay it now, I save $30. If I pay it now, I save, $40. But as the time goes by, you're losing that discount, and then you're paying like a penalty as if you get to March or April. So the key thing on this is to basically get this payment plan set up, and then you're going to get a discount anyway because you're going to be paying those in advance. You're going to be paying, like I said, the first one will be due June 30th. So June 30th, where you normally would have paid November, and so you are going to pay one in November. Well, it's going to be more like December. So you got June, September, December, March. So that's the installment payment plan there. And if you're behind in your taxes, you're most likely not going to be able to do this. You're going to have to call and see if you can go ahead from there and change anything on that, because that's one of those things. If you're behind, your tax bills are already out, and when you pay this, is it going to be applied to your other bill? So you're going to need a check. But so most likely it's going to be on people with their stuff all paid up. On here too, you can get your bills by email. So a lot of people are old school, like to get that hard copy in the mail. When you go on here, there's a part on here where I can get bills by email. Let me show you that real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up. And it's up here, see it on the corner, get bills by email, and you can put your email address in there, and it'll send you the bill. And then you can also pay online too. So when you get to, so let's just say on here, it's taking you to proceeded here, to this tax bill, and you want to add this to the cart. Here, pull it back up one time. Let me show you this. So see how this lights up here? You can literally add this to the cart of taxes. Okay, so amount due is $680, and it's going to take you to the cart. So you can, $680, you can put it right in the cart here, and you can pay bank, e-check, or you can pay credit card. Now, another hint on this is to pay, if you have the cash, obviously pay with your bank account, because the credit card is going to charge you a fee. So when you click on here to the credit card, you'll see that it's going to charge you down here. See here, I agree, pay credit card convenience fee is $17.01. I don't know if you can see that on there, but anyway, so if you pay with your bank account directly through, there it is, $17.01. If you pay with your bank account and not a credit card or debit card, there's no $17 fee. It's free, and in the money, obviously, you got to pay it either way, so you might as well just take it directly out of your bank account. But if you're worried about not having enough cash to pay your tax bill, then they will take credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. They will take all those, but they will charge you $17, like I said, and 1 cent as a convenience fee on there. So this site is great because you can not only, if you have more than one property, you can add it to the cart. You can keep, adding them to the cart and pay them all at once. If you have just the one property, or if you're out of state and you haven't got your tax bill, what they say, ignorance is not defense. So if you don't get your tax bill and you say, well, I never got one, that's not how that works. You have to seek out your tax bill, make sure it's paid. Even sometimes people will have glitches with their, their actual mortgages where they're like, wait a minute, did they pay or did they not pay? You can go on here to see if your bill is paid or not. Normally, your mortgage lender is going to send out your check because it's escrowed in November. So you should be able to check this site by December, January to make sure your tax bills are paid and that you got the discount on it on there too. But this site is just awesome because you can just do so much on it. So you got property appraiser. You can Google that to find out if you're homestead exemption. To summarize what we talked about today, you can Google propertyappraiser.com depending on which county you're in. Check your homestead. You can see it right on the front page there on any of them, Hillsborough, Hernando, Pasco, Pinellas. You'll be able to see homestead, and it'll have a minus. If you're a widow, you can also get a widow's exemption. That's something a lot of people don't know. So you can call your county and see how to do that. So if you already have homestead exemption on there, but unfortunately, say someone has passed in the last year or you never knew about it, if you're a widower, you can apply for that through the county and get a double exemption. So check that out. Or if you're disabled, check that out too. And also if you're a police officer or first responder, you can get your address, taken off the public record too. So that's information that you should know. So if you're purchasing a home from a first responder, you're not going to be able to find it on the county website. And the reason is so that their address isn't on public record. So, that's a harder house to buy because, you can't see what's the tax assessed. It's all kind of like what bills they have to show you copies of. But this site is key if most of them are on going to be public record. So you can go on here and you can get all that information. You can estimate your taxes. You can check the tax collector. You can for homestead, for widow's exemption. You can set up your installment application. And you can also pay your taxes right there online for free. And you don't even have to put a stamp on it. So I'm going to save you guys some time and money that way. So I enjoyed talking to you guys today. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. And I hope I helped, with any questions that you had. Please inbox me or give me a call if you need buying or selling. I'm your girl. And special thanks to Nightberry Title Services, Cheryl Herney, for all you do. Branch manager over there. She's awesome. And thanks for joining me today. And everybody have a great day.